Om Shanti. So there's this interesting question that somebody asked me, and they said, what's the difference between thinking I'm a soul and thinking I'm the Supreme Soul? So, Baba says that you think about yourself as a deity soul, and then you are a Devatma. Baba says that you should practice thinking that you are a deity soul. And then Baba always says that people say that I am God, Shivoham, and that's not okay. So then somebody said, what's the difference between thinking I'm God and thinking I'm a deity? In both the cases, I think highly of myself. So that's a good thing. It builds up my Swaman. And that's the question they asked me. And I said, the only problem is you are a deity is the truth and your God is false. Okay? So it's not, so people think that there is no difference between positive affirmation and truth. Now let me tell you that Baba doesn't teach us positive affirmation. When you talk about positive affirmation, people go to the lengths of saying Shivoham, I am God. But Baba says, I am the ocean of truth. I am telling you the truth. And you must imbibe the truth. And the truth is not that I am God. The truth is I am a deity soul. So when you create thoughts in alignment with the truth, then you become your true self. But in the name of positivity, if you just keep saying something or believing something which is false, then it creates a world of falsehood which Ravan has created through this belief system that I am God. Today Baba talks about Shivoham Tattvam. So sannyasis say, and this term has specially come from the sannyas dharam, where they say that Shivoham, which means I am Shiv, I am God. And then they say Tattvam, you too. So I am God and you are God too. But Baba says, no, that's not true. That's false identity. And ego is a word that's very, very much, in the vocabulary in the world. But when we say ego, it means something very different. So when Baba says De Abhiman or ego, it means that you are taking on a sense of identity which is false. You are taking on a sense of identity which is false. Any sense of identity. So the truth is, you are a soul, you are a deity soul. So if you think I'm a nobody, that's also ego. If you think I'm a body, that's also ego. If you think I'm God, that's also ego. So when you operate with a false sense of self, that's called ego. And Baba makes us egoless, which means Baba introduces us to our true identity. And my true identity is not a static thing. So Baba makes us Trikaldarshi. Baba in the Murli says today many times, and since many days, Baba has been clarifying that I make you Swadarshan Chakradhari Trikaldarshi, which means that I tell you the three aspects of time and who you really are in totality. So Baba says, you are a soul who lived like a bodiless star in this soul world. And then you are a deity who treaded on this earth for 2500 years in full glory, full of virtues and powers. And then you became a worshipper and you were smitten by the snake of Ravan. And then here you are again being taught and adopted by Baba. And then tomorrow you're going to become an angel and then again a deity. So Baba says this is your true identity. You are this soul in your entirety. So you cannot just have a part of your journey in your buddhi. It's your whole journey. You are this one in totality. And Baba says, knowing your whole journey will make you appreciate who you really are. And apart from that, there is, so if you only know the truth, then that's called being egoless. And if you are taking on any sense of identity other than this truth about who you really are, about who you are in the beginning, middle, and end, then all of that is false. And when you create a false sense of identity, it creates a false world. And Baba says, Jhuti Maya, Jhuti Kaya, Jhuta Sab Sansar. So this world is full of falsehood. Why? Because we have taken on false identity. And then when we take on our true identity, the world will become the land of truth, Satyug. Satyug means the land of truth. Now, what is the practical problem that arises when you think you're God? So, one thing is it is false, but let's also think about what are the practical issues that come up. So, Baba in the Murli says that there is a lot of praise associated with me. I have a particular role in the world. I am the purifier. I am the bestower of knowledge. I am truth. God is always called the truth. God is called the purifier. God is called the remover of sorrow. God is called the creator of heaven. And Baba says, if you do not think that you are a soul and there is another one called God, and then you don't acknowledge my coming and my presence, then all these, whatever I have to give you, I am the one who has to purify, I am the one who has to tell you the truth. And then you remain aloof from all of that because you are not looking for me. So if you start believing that God is here and we are all parts of God, so you are not waiting for me, you don't recognize me when I come. And then you cannot do this on your own. You cannot figure out the truth on your own. No human experiment can make you know and reveal to you that you were a deity. No amount of research and effort made by man will ever make you aware of this fact that you were a deity. Nobody can tell you that after this destruction there is going to be heaven. So Baba says, I'm the one who makes these revelations to you. And there is always this term used associated with God, revelation. So it is said that God reveals the truth. The truth cannot be discovered by man. The truth is revealed by God. And God comes and reveals the truth. And until and unless we know that I am not God and God comes. So Baba always says that you have to send out this message that God is not everywhere. God comes. God resides in the soul world, and then we also reside in the soul world in the beginning. We come, play our parts, we become degraded, we become sinners, and then God comes, and after He comes, He does His job. So His job is to reveal the truth. He purifies, He gives us whatever we have lost. And if we do not pull people out of this belief system that God is everywhere and is omnipresent, then we cannot make them appreciate that God comes and plays this role in the end of Kali Yuga and beginning of Satyug, which is Sangam Yuga. So Baba says, I have a role to play, and if you do not understand that I am a different entity, then you cannot take the benefit of my role. You cannot take the benefit of what I gave you. And I remember there was this one person from whom I heard this very nice thing before I was in Gyan. So he was asked, why should we believe in God? So this was a question that was put to him, and he gave a very nice answer. He said, if you want to be pulled higher, you have to believe in someone higher. If you only believe in yourself, you will be limited by yourself. So I am a limited human, right? So right now I have my limitations. I have limitations on knowledge. I have limitations of purity and love. So I don't know better. I know as I am. But if I want to know better, then I need to know it from the one who knows better. If I want to do better, I have to feel, or I have to have a sense of relationship with the one who is better. Because you cannot draw qualities if you don't feel related to someone. So, there is a sense of relationship. So you see that if a certain animal is capable of something, you don't look at the animal and learn very well from them. But if a human has the same quality, you say, okay, he's also human, I'm also human, why can't I do it? So it's so interesting that you have to relate to someone to draw the qualities into yourself. And Baba says, so this was a very nice answer, that if you want to be pulled higher in knowledge or in virtues or in powers, you need to have a relationship with someone who knows better, someone who does better. And Baba says, I am that one. So, and Baba today says in the Murli that everybody, you see, the gurus that you go to, the sannyasis that you go to, they are all calling out to me. They are bathing in the Ganges. So you know that they are fully aware that they are impure. So if somebody knows that I am pure, why would he go and try to, bathe, wash off their sins in the Ganga? So Baba says all sadhus, sannyasis are going and washing off their sins in the Ganga. So obviously they are not in a capacity to help you. No human soul is in a capacity to help you. So I'm the only one who everybody is calling out to. And Baba says, when I come, you have to come out of this belief system that God is everywhere and God is, omnipresent. So I'm not everywhere. I come and I have my own praise. People praise me for who I am. People say that you are the purifier, you are the Almighty, you are the creator of heaven, you are the one who changes the sorrowful world into the happy world. So I come and do all of that. And then I come and tell you the truth, which is most important. And the truth is you are a deity soul. The truth is you are my child and you're just like me. And you were caught up in ego and you thought that I'm only human, I'm powerless. How much can I do? Yes, what do you expect from me? Yes, so you were caught up in these limited belief systems. You didn't know that you are the child of the Almighty, the one who is the ocean of all virtues and all powers. And you are like him. We also, in bhakti, we hear man is made in the image of God. But then you don't know God's image, so how do you know your image? So Baba says, I'm a star, you are a star, and just like I'm full of all virtues and powers, you were too. But now that you feel a relationship with me, you will be able to come back to being yourself. And then Baba says today, remind yourself that this is just a play and everybody else is just a co-actor, and you are an original resident of the incorporeal soul world, and you are a unique single soul, and you only have a relationship with Baba. And you must forget so Baba today says that when you get over the remembrance of bodies, bodily beings, then you will be able to remember me. So Baba says, know that you are a soul and you had no relationship whatsoever with anybody in the soul world, only Baba. And everybody is just a brother's soul sitting around you, and here also you are all co-actors. And I'm the only one you have a relationship with. So always remember, I'm a soul, I belong to Baba. And when you remember me, you will think as I think, you will feel as I feel, you will do as I do. And that will make you who you really are. And when you remember bodily beings, you start thinking like them, being like them, behaving like them, and then becoming like them. And when you start remembering me, then you will become like me. Like me means a deity. You will become your true self. So today Baba clarifies this point, and then Baba urges us to make this choice of thinking of ourselves as a soul in the incorporeal world, bodiless, and then unplug our connection with bodily beings and just remember Baba. And then today Baba says that people say that people give a Swadershan Chakra to Vishnu, and they say that in the battlefield Shri Krishna had a Swadershan Chakra and he just killed everybody with that. So Baba says, no, a Swadershan Chakra is not a physical instrument. It's not a chakra that kills as it is shown. A Swadershan chakra. So Baba says, you are Swadershan Chakradhari. Swadershan means you have true knowledge of your whole journey. And Baba says, that is the true meaning of Swadershan Chakra. And you are the souls right now in this Brahmin life who are Swadershan Chakradhari. Nobody in the whole world knows that you were a deity, or the human beings today were deities erstwhile. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows that you were a bodiless soul in the soul world before that, and nobody knows that you're going to be a deity tomorrow again. So Baba says, I give you this Swadershan Chakra, and this is an aspect of the Buddhi. So you don't hold it in your on your finger, or you don't, it's not a physical thing. It's something that you hold in the Buddhi. And then the more you churn this Swadershan Chakra, the more you get stabilized in who you are, then Maya is not able to attack you. Ego and illusion of this world and all the pulls of gain and loss and defeat and victory and death and life and happiness and sorrow, they are not able to pull you when you just rotate it in your buddhi, the truth of who you really are. And today Baba says another thing which is very interesting. Baba says that in every religion, so when you worship Christ, you say, I'm a Christian. Yes, when you worship Buddha, you're a Buddhist. But here in the deity religion, we worship deities, but we don't say we belong to the deity religion. So when you are worshippers of the deities, you belong to the same religion as the deities, right? So Baba says, you worship deities, but you forget that the religion of the worshipper is the same as the religion of those who are worshipped. So Baba says, when you worship the deities, it means you belong to the same religion. And people always say that they follow the one who they worship. So when people worship Christ, they think about the qualities of Christ and they think about how they can imbibe it in their life. Yes, so Baba says, when you worship deities, you must know that you belong to the same religion and you must uphold the same qualities and the same karma that the deities did. But here we don't have that aim. We use this as a big excuse. We say, oh, they are deities and we are humans, and then we cannot do what they do. And we think this is an aspect of humility. This is not an aspect of humility. This is escapism. So Baba says, everybody in every religion, they belong to, they are also part of the religion whom they worship. So the religion of the one they worship and the religion of the worshipper is the same. So your religion is also the deity religion. You are also members of the deity religion. And Baba says, I'm the one who tells you this truth. You cannot figure out this on your own. So God tells you that you were a deity. God tells you what it means to be a deity. And so it's not a good idea to say I'm God. Because if you say I'm God, then who will tell you you were a deity? And then who will tell you who is God? Or what are the qualities of God? Or what are the qualities of deities? There will be absolutely no knowledge of truth without Baba. And when you know the truth, you can become the truth. It's very, very powerful. So if you have no idea that I can be you have no idea that you were a deity, you cannot think about being a deity. And Baba sows this seed in our consciousness, the seed of how elevated we are, how virtuous we are. And we believe in ourselves according to the kind of relationship we have with Baba, because I will become an embodiment of truth only if I have full faith in the bestower of truth. So the more I have a relationship and the more I have a faith in Baba, the more I will start knowing my true self. So through Baba, I come to become my true self. And so this relationship and this faith in Baba is very important. Otherwise, if you have faith in science, you will only, you will leave the body believing you are a monkey and you will become that. And we become monkeys. Look at the world around. So believe, so it's so important. So, what you believe decides how you behave. And only Baba tells us the truth about everything. And only when you believe in the truth, you can go back to the truth. Everything else is ego. Everything else is a false conditioning. So your body is a false conditioning. You are human with limitations is a false conditioning. Everything else is a false conditioning. And then Baba says that, and in the Murli today, Baba says that, today you are seeing the pomp and show of science. So science is, these days people are talking about flying cars and artificial intelligence and this and that. And Baba says, all of this pomp and show is because now it is the end and the preparation for the beginning is happening, and all this technology is going to go to Satyug. But right now, all this science is the source of both happiness and sorrow. Because, so I will tell you one incident. So somebody asked me, do you think artificial intelligence is a good thing or a bad thing? So do you believe that all this research about, all this production of gadgets of artificial intelligence, is it a good thing or bad thing? So I said it depends on the one who uses it, because intelligence is used by someone. So, there is an intelligence, so even, the brain. So people say that you need to be intelligent, but I, the soul, use the intelligence. That's why, people who build destructive material are also very intelligent, and people who do work of construction are also very intelligent. So it depends on the quality of the soul. The soul is the one who uses intelligence. So in Kali Yuga, because souls are impure, that's why any intelligence, it could be human intelligence, it could be intelligence about the 5 elements, it could be artificial intelligence. Everything is used to make the world more sorrowful and bitter, because the soul is impure. And Baba says this know-how will go to Satyug, and I'm doing the work of purifying the souls. And when in Satyug, the pure souls will use the intelligence, then they will create a beautiful world. And there the Pushpak Viman will not be a reason for accidents. So these days, so when the 9/11 happened, we saw new use of the aeroplane. So we never thought that an aeroplane could be used in a terrorist activity, but then it was used, and then we knew how a human mind could use anything for destruction. And Baba says, so when you, the soul, become pure, then all this technical know-how will also be used to create beauty and love and a happy and beautiful world with comfort and all kinds of, everything there. So this is something. And then I want to talk about today's blessing. Today's blessing is very beautiful. Baba says, may you be an image of experience who has experienced every power and virtue through your elevated effort. And Baba says the greatest authority is experience. So, experience gives you authority. And I have told this many times in the class. It's a very funny incident. So there were these two sisters who came, and one sister had a small daughter, and that daughter was being really naughty. And then the other sister, she had brought this one to the center, and she said, we can conquer everyone with love. So you should talk to the child lovingly and she will be in control. And then this mother of the daughter was so irked. She said, you are also the Masi, why don't you take care of her? And you have so much power of love, use it on her and calm her down. And then she got really scared and she said, no, I'm just repeating what these people say. I have no idea how to use love and placate your daughter. So you see that talking about the power of love and being experienced about the power of love are two different things. And Baba says there is authority in experience. Otherwise, talking about something is very easy. But when a situation or a person challenges you, then you will fall apart if you don't have experience about what you're talking. And how does experience come? Experience comes from experimentation, application. So Baba says, the more you apply, so we live in a world, and this world is an experimentation ground. So all day there are situations, there are behaviors, and then there are choices, choices about thought, word, action. 24/7 you are living in a unceasing machinery, not stopping at all, no break at all. And then Baba says, when you keep applying the stock of virtues and powers that I give you, so start thinking lovefully, start thinking peacefully, start speaking, knowledgefully, start acting wisely. So Baba says, if you start doing whatever I teach you, so when there is no situation, no behavior also, if my choices are knowledgeful, if my choices are loveful and powerful, and then in the face of situations and behaviors, if I take care not to lose them, I take care to be my knowledgeful, virtuous and powerful self, then I will have a lot of experience. And with that experience comes authority. And then when you say something and anybody says, so do you have any idea about what you're speaking? You say, yes, I have an absolute idea about what I'm speaking. And I can give you 10 examples from my own life where I've applied it and it works. So Baba says that this is the authority of experience, but until and unless you experiment, how will you experience? So do you experiment? Because you see, we have been working with lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, and blame. Yes, for whatever life we have known. So our only tools have been this. Now Baba says that you do everything with virtues and powers and with the knowledge that I give you. So do we experiment with that? Do we apply that? Or do we just listen to Gyan and then shut the notebook and then be our own old self all the day? You use the power to cooperate. Do you go and extend a hand or ask for a hand? Or do you still shut yourself in the room and sit alone and then say that, it's a good idea to be a loner in this bad world? So Baba talks about the power of cooperation. Baba talks about the power of, Sangathan. You cannot do many things alone, but you can do a lot together. And Baba says, and then and Baba says that if you want to use any power, any virtue in the world, first practice it in the yajna. So do I have a big heart in the yajna? So you see that you are afraid whether your cooperation will be reciprocated in the world. But here Baba is giving you everything abundantly. And if you cannot cooperate in Baba's yajna, then how will you have the faith that you can cooperate in the world where you don't even have a guarantee of reciprocation? So Baba says, I have not only given you virtues and powers, I have always also given you a platform, this Brahmin family where you can use all your virtues and all your powers. Can you be loveful to love the ocean of love first? Can you be peaceful in a peaceful setting of the class? Can you be happy while listening to the jewels of happiness? Can you use the power of discernment to make the right choices about life? How to use your time and strength and wealth and everything? Do you cooperate with the one who has come from the soul world and is cooperating with you? And our virtues and powers have not been used for very, very long. So it really requires one very determined and very conscious thought and conscious decision to use them. And when we start using it in Baba's yajna, then we become capable of using it even in places where there is no reciprocation. So first, start being cooperative and loveful to the Brahmin family and to Baba. Okay, so Baba says, the greatest authority is experience. Just as you think and say the soul is an embodiment of peace and an embodiment of happiness, in the same way, experience each virtue and power and become lost in those experiences. And these experiences become, they give you so much happiness and they give you so much strength that you don't even have the time to look at, how bad the world is or what bad is happening outside. You can be lost in your own experience of the goodness that Baba is giving you. When you say embodiment of peace, then being that form, let yourself and others experience peace. You speak of the powers, but let that power and virtue be experienced at the right time. To be an image of experience is a sign of elevated effort. So if we are making the right effort that Baba is saying, then we will become experienced. So increase your experiences, and only experience gives you authority. Okay, Om Shanti.